This video from the answer series forms part of our question-by-question diagnostic report series. This short video highlights common errors and misconceptions articulated in the graphs and functions topic of the diagnostic report. The overall performance of the graphs and functions section of the November 2023 matric exam had a 42% average achievement overall, countrywide. If we look at question 5 from this topic specifically, this question, which was testing a parabola and a hyperbola, had an overall average achievement of 32%. If we look at the first 5 subsections, 5.1 achieved an 80% average, 5.2 a 77% average, 5.3 a 65% average, 5.4 a 36% average, and 5.5 a 19% average. Here is the memo for these 5 sub-questions. You may want to pause the video here to spend some time on it. Let's have a look now at the common errors and misconceptions laid out by the diagnostic report. The first 3 questions were relatively well answered. Then, in question 5.4, many candidates forgot the restriction of the horizontal asymptote on the range of the function, possibly because it was the x-axis and visually drawn on the graph as an asymptote. And then most candidates were unable to interpret question 5.5 correctly from the given graph. Many tried to solve the inequality algebraically, and others did not take cognizance of the vertical asymptote of the hyperbola. Looking now at the last 2 sub-questions of question 5, in terms of achievement, question 5.6 achieved a 14% average and question 5.7 an 8% average. The whole of question 5 was out of a total of 18 marks. Here is the memo for these last 2 sub-questions. The first was finding the values of k and the last calculating t. You're welcome to pause for a moment here if you'd like to spend some time on the memo. Let's look now at the common errors and misconceptions for these sub-questions. The majority of candidates did not understand the terminology will not intersect and tried to solve for minus 2x plus k greater than 8 over x or minus 2x plus k unequal to 8 over x, which led them to incorrect solutions and misinterpretation of the question. The integration of nature of roots into functions was not commonly understood by candidates. And question 5.7 was not understood by many candidates. The link between 5.6 and 5.7 was not seen by the candidates, which resulted in very few candidates attempting to answer this question. The following are some suggestions for improvement for question 5. A. Teachers should spend some time on graphical interpretation of functions. This can be started with the very first graph that is sketched in grade 10. The concept of f of x greater than 0, f of x greater than g of x, and the product of f of x and g of x greater than 0 must be emphasized through the FET phase when teaching functions. B. The link for learners between the algebraic work, i.e. nature of roots, simultaneous equations, and inequalities, and the graphical representation must be created by the teacher when working with functions. However, teachers need to emphasize the importance of understanding these concepts and teach the learners to read off the solutions to the questions from the graph. Not all solutions in functions questions need to be algebraic. This practice seems to be the default for most candidates. C. The integration of calculus into functions is an important concept for teachers to revise, test, and practice with learners.
If you found this video useful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook to stay on top of the latest TAS news and launches. So that's it for now from the Answer Series, your key to exam success.